ditch last year. Dramatic games. I guess Pitt doesn't want to have a big lead here this afternoon. The referee is Tim Higgins. Joe Mingle and Jim Haney are the umpires, and it's strength against strength in some of these matchups, Glenn.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Pittsburgh's the type of team that will apply many different defenses, and Rutgers is a perimeter shooting team, so it's going to be important to see just exactly how Rutgers can attack the different zone defenses and different zone looks of Pittsburgh.
The Panthers going with their gold uniforms. There's Jason Mayle. He's also a key because if Cummings is hitting from the outside, it opens up Mayle.
Oh, absolutely. Cummings is one of those guys that can't penetrate and dish, and Mayle is the guy that can deliver the message.
Here's Varga powering his way inside, misses the short hook. It's tracked down by the Scarlet Knights. Back they come. That's Earl Johnson, the freshman from Stamford, Connecticut.
Expect to see Pittsburgh apply a number of different full-court zone presses, but they'll fall back to their mainstay, man-to-man.
But also, in the victory against Georgetown, the Knights have been very good against pressure defenses. That's good penetration by Sanders. It's blocked away inside. Here come the Panthers. Taylor with it. The other part of the guard tandem, and they specialize in steals. Both these guys, Cummings and Taylor, on track to set single-season steal records. Into the hands of Jordan. Underneath, up and in. First basket of the game.
I'm surprised that Pittsburgh, actually that Rutgers is not starting the game out in the zone. They come out in man. Expect to see some switches with a 3-2 matchup or a 2-3 matchup on the defensive end.
Mayle on the wing. Pulls up for three. Got it. That's his specialty. Jason Mayle, 37% three-point shooter, and the Panthers jump out 5-0.
Here comes the 2-2-1 full-court pressure. Now it's going to be important for Rutgers to know where Mayle is in transition defense. Get a body on him early, outside of the three-point shot.
Billett penetrates. It's deflected out of bounds. 18:24 remaining. A minute and a half into this one, and it's all Panthers so far. A controversial foul right at the end of the first game led to free throws by Damon Santiago, and he won that one with 0.2 of a second on the clock, and then he had a three-pointer with no time on the clock to pull out the win in the second meeting between these two teams. Three-pointer Johnson, too strong. Cummings has the rebound. Looks long to Taylor, but Billett is there. Jordan trailing the play, kicks it out of bounds.
Oh, Jordan was just smelling the dunk on that play. The lane was just wide open. He just couldn't pick up the loose ball. And it was a good push, actually, by Cummings. And watch this. It just kind of ends up in the hands of Jordan. You just couldn't pick it up. That would have been a monster slam.
That would have been, but it was not. 5-0. Pitt has the lead. Here's Billett setting for his first three-pointer. It rattles out. Scramble for the rebound. Back comes Sanders. Clark a tip, and it goes.
See, Pittsburgh on that defensive segment went 1-3-1 half-court trap, and that's what you give up. It's very hard to recover in the rebounding position. You give up those little tips in offensive rebounds.
Cummings out front. We're 2.5 minutes in. Jason Mayle.
But John, those are the gambles that you take, applying the different zone looks.
Turn around. Left-hand shot is short. Back comes Clark. He's got Billett on the wing.
Look at Clark handle.
And it's kicked by Taylor. It'll be Pitt basketball, Rutgers basketball with a fresh 35 on the clock.
Now Rutgers against a man-to-man runs lots of different staggered picks for the guards, Billett and Johnson.
And they have been outstanding of late, have those guards.
Pittsburgh playing a 2-3 zone, and they'll match up on Johnson and Billett. See, right now, Kelly, Taylor, and Cummings are playing man-to-man principles out top against Billett and Johnson. They'll focus on them.
Rutgers has been tough at the rack, but they have had trouble on the road.
So their responsibility out top, John, is guard the area, but make sure you play man-to-man principles out top.
There's the steal. Taylor all the way to the hole. Taylor with his 48th steal.
No secret. I was just going to say, you took the words right out of my mouth. No secret. He leads the conference in steals. Very quick hands. Great anticipation skills.
And of course, that's the key to a good Ralph Willard team. They've got to play that good defense.
Absolutely.
Johnson penetrates off the glass and good.
Taylor just didn't rotate down with Johnson. Kind of trailed him. You got to bump him if he cuts through the middle. Make him change direction.
Cummings has it. He's not taking a shot so far. Mayle with his second three-point attempt. It's a little short. Out of bounds belongs to the Scarlet Knights in their scarlet uniforms this afternoon. Off the bench, is Johnny McCrimmon. He'll check into the Rutgers lineup when we come back. 7-4 Panthers. Court pressure by the Pitt Panthers.
Pittsburgh in their white press. It's a diamond press. 1-2-1-1.
Here's Billett all the way inside and then kicks it out to Hodgson from the corner. That's a 3. Rob Hodgson, who's very active on the court, shoots well from outside, has given us our first tie.
And what you saw Billett just do, get in the lane, create, and kick out, is something he did not do last year. Primarily just a spot-up shooter.
Great drive, but the layup won't go. Jordan back up and count it. Gerald Jordan. Since Jordan and Varga returned to this Pitt lineup, they were out early in the year. This team is 7-2.
See, this is where Rutgers struggles, is on defensive rebounds. You got to find the man, box out, push him out of the lane. And you see Gerald Jordan just kind of hanging around. He's not really working that hard. Just kind of put a body in the paint, picks it up, and gets a second chance opportunity.
And hits from the line, completing the three-point play. He has 5 to lead the early scoring. Pitt is up by 3. It's 10-7. We played just over 4.5 minutes.
Pittsburgh now changing their defense once again. You're going to hear it a lot, folks. Going back to a man.
Billett gets inside, pulls up for the jumper. Sanders the rebound on the weak side, goes back up, missed the shot. Now it's McCrimmon with it, and if he tries to step out of trouble, we've got a foul call.
Now let's keep our eyes on exactly how long McCrimmon stays in the game. The docs were telling me before the game that he's only supposed to play 4 or 5 minutes a game, but they really need his offensive and defensive rebounding abilities. If Rutgers lacks anywhere, it's on the block, so they actually need him and his battling presence.
He had that bone graft surgery last April, and it's taken a long time for him to come back. He gets a big rebound at the offensive end and then throws it away. He touched the line. It's over and back to turnover. Number 3. Pitt has scored 5 points off the first 2 turnovers. Bob Wenzel, for many years, was an assistant to Bill Foster. Went with him from Utah to Yale to Duke to South Carolina. And came back to his alma mater. Panthers try to go inside. And McCrimmon, much more active than he was a week ago. In some respects, it's like he and Varga together. They both have to play themselves back into shape.
It's a very similar injury. Both have stress fractures, and both injuries are affected by the bone actually fusing and healing, so it takes time.
Well, Varga telling us before the game he knows his is going to be hurting all year long, but he's come up with a new system to tell you about. Second Panther turnover. Hodgson on the outside, and Billett's going to reset in half court with 14:30 to play. 10-7 Panthers lead.
Keep your eye on Billett as he cuts through. There he is.
He draws the crowd. Somebody's got to be open, and that's Hodgson. He'll step down the lane, spin, shoot off balance, and go to the line. Chad Varga will pick up his first personal foul of the afternoon. Jordan has one as well. And he borrowed some sponges from his wife and has them taped inside his socks. He was wearing a brace to protect it, but he said it didn't give him any mobility. So now he's got some protection, and he thinks more freedom. He actually played 35 minutes against Miami the other night.
He told me before the game, I said, well, where'd you get these sponges from? He said, under the sink. They were just kind of hanging around.
And he said he's going to go out and buy a whole bunch more.
The little things. You never know what you could find under a sink, John.
It certainly helped him. Hodgson has 5. 1 point lead for Pitt. Of course, Mark Blount, the 7-footer leading the Big East Conference in blocks, is out for the next couple of weeks. After a freak injury in practice, they find Varga. He gets the shot and will go to the line. Varga only 6'6", Glenn, but he can go inside with the best of them.
Oh, but what a great job as Taylor attacks the seams. I was trying to stay away from that all game, but I had to do it. But Varga goes up strong. But Taylor just did a great job of just going. It was soft token pressure. It was a 1-2-2 soft half-court press by Rutgers, and Taylor did a great job of just attacking that side seam, and Varga did a great job of stepping to the ball.
Completes the three-point play. He has his first points in the afternoon, 13-9. Pitt Panthers have a 4-point lead. We played 6 minutes of this early evening game. Great to have you with us on our Big East Conference game of the week. Johnson keeps his dribble, finds Billett inside Hodgson. Howard, who just checked in, is on him. He penetrates into the lane. That's an offensive foul. Rob Hodgson loved to drive with the basketball, but that time he got himself in trouble.
Yeah, Hodgson's been a little bit hesitant to just go up and shoot the ball at times, and that's the problem that Wenzel's been having with his game. but he's been averaging double figures for the past 4 games, so he is very happy with his overall performance, and he's really a small forward that's playing that power forward spot. He's one of these guys that can really hit the outside shot.
You see Johnny Blake has checked into the game for Rutgers. Taylor looks, doesn't shoot. Cummings has only attempted 1 shot. Mayle's third three-pointer and his second to go. 6 points for Jason Mayle, 16-9. The Pitt Panthers move out to a 7-point edge.
Boy, Pitt's doing a great job of recognizing the defense, and good ball movement creates openings against that Rutgers zone.
And I think also Mayle helped by the fact that Cummings, as you pointed out, has been shooting it better from outside.
Everybody's eyeing on Cummings, focusing on Cummings, and this is not a good sign. Chad Varga limping. Really seems like he's in pain way too early this game. He played about over 30 minutes the last game, and that might have took its toll on his body.
He said he was surprised he played that many minutes. Ralph Willard did a good job of giving him several breaks during the course of the game. All the way out to Mills, stolen by Taylor. He's at it again. Blake tries to get it back and commits the foul. You better keep your eye on that kid.
Well, he's the last guy you want to throw a little skip pass over his head, because he's got great anticipation skills, probably the quickest hands in the Big East, and he's very acrobatic in the air. He can pull down balls. He's got great hands.
Varga will set, and Ralph Willard asked him, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" as he came off. He said he was. He wants to play. Taylor has it. Pitt up by 7. We approach the 13-minute mark. Time remaining. Taylor's going to shoot a 3. Too strong. Long rebound to Cummings. No place to go. Needs some help. Finds it. Isaac Hawkins into the lineup, number 52. Now Taylor penetrates, and it's blocked. Clark got that one. They scramble for the loose ball. Hodgson has it. Everybody's got a piece of it. That's it. It's going to go the other way. Let's take a look at what happened to Varga.
See, Varga kind of planted his right foot, and Blake might have came down on that ankle, and actually that stress fracture is right above the ankle. It looked like Blake kind of stepped on it, and boy, did that smart.
And that's the reason for the sponges, is to protect. Willard in the lineup. Kevin Willard, the coach's son. Panthers will rotate about 8 players, sometimes 9. And he is not afraid to let it go, as Terry Mills. Blake got it back and is taken away by Willard. Excuse me, Jason Mayle. He'll carry it in and kick it out. Now Cummings. That's the first step travel. 16-9. Pitt has the lead. 4 turnovers now by the Panthers.
Well, anytime you see Kevin Willard inserted into the game, that's when the offense breaks down a little bit. He's very steady. He's the floor leader for Pittsburgh.
He's actually the best on the team as far as assist to turnover ratio. Both these teams do have a problem in that area. The best, of course, for the Scarlet Knights is Billick. On the other hand, even though he doesn't start, it's Kevin Willard for Pitt.
Exactly. And, you know, the bottom line is that Rutgers now switched to a 2-3 zone. And Rutgers and Pittsburgh is so often used to running quick hit plays against the man-to-man that sometimes they have a tendency to rush their shot against the zone. So when Kevin Willard's in the game, he kind of slows them up a little bit and gives them a little bit of floor leadership.
The Panthers on a 9-2 run, and there you see the assists for Kevin Willard, a non-starter, but he sees plenty of minutes. And Billick will be out there most of the day. He's the one guy that Rutgers can't afford to have on the bench very long.
Pittsburgh switching to D again. 2-3 zone.
Inside, nice speed to Clark, and he finishes. Knocked away from behind. Howard lost it. Blake comes up with it. Now Billick. The numbers are not there. And Jeff backs away. The time it's Blake trying to penetrate.
Pittsburgh has struggled against zones, and they are really struggling the last 2 segments down the floor. Defense collapsed when the ball went into the low post. I say work it around the perimeter. See what you got.
There's a steal. Hawkins winds up with it. Now Cummings moves around Clark, feeds Willard. And this is the shot they wanted. He just couldn't make the catch.
Nice.
Here's Cummings down the lane, scoops, and it's knocked away. Fans want goaltending. They will not get it.
Hey, that was nice ball movement.
Back in for Pitt. 16-11, Pitt leads. We do have a timeout. At first we weren't sure, but we are going to have one with 11-12 to go, and Pitt on top by 5. 7:02 remaining in the opening half.
You know, John, when you think about Providence and Villanova, they probably have the most experienced talent in the Big East this year, but lots of parity. It's up for grabs.
It's one of the things that Coach Wenzel was talking about, the fact that Gerald Jordan, Chad Varga, Jason Mayle are seniors. In the case of Varga and Mayle, fifth-year seniors. So that is the most experience on a very young Pitt team. Let's face it, the whole league is young. It is. Blake misses the shot. Jordan lost the rebound. Clark has it now. Tapped away, and Varga's going to pick up number 2.
And Bob Wenzel told me before the game, given the fact that Providence and Villanova lost, if Rutgers wins here tonight, all of a sudden they're in first place, and maybe they become a big blizzard would blow through, and all of a sudden the league would be canceled, and he'd win the league. Just stop play.
He'd just like to win some road games. I know that. They're 6-1 at home at the rack, but 0-3 on the road. Here's Mills. Batted away, out of bounds. Cummings got a hand on that one. Scarlet Knights will keep it. Back for a second time comes Isaac Hawkins. He's a freshman from Baton Rouge. And that's what he'll try to do with Varga. Giving quick rests. Loose out of bounds, belongs to the Pitt Panthers. A turnover for the Scarlet Knights.
See, I think Rutgers has to find a way to get easy baskets. They're struggling a little bit with their half-court offense. Try to create a little bit more with their defense, push the ball up the floor, get the ball into the hands of Earl Johnson and Billett when he's in.
Willard tried to go inside and kick. Rolls out of bounds. The Panthers will keep it with 22 seconds on the shot clock, and Jeff Billett comes back to the Scarlet Knights lineup.
Ralph Willard on offense likes to run an NBA style of offense. He's got about 30 set plays. Most of them are quick hitters.
Here's Hawkins in the lane. Kicks it back out. Cummings decided not to go for it. Willard will shoot a 3. Rimming off. Sanders up for the rebound. Jason Mayle has it. Wenzel wanted a travel. Panthers wanted a foul. There was no call.
It's a 3-2 matchup right now.
Cummings will shoot the 3. Again, too strong. And kind of a wry smile on his face as he comes away. He's yet to get untracked.
It's been quiet this first half, but he's been playing very unselfishly for Ralph Willard, and that's something that, to me, impresses me coming off a big performance against Miami, 29 points. A lot of scorers would think, hey, I'm going to start jacking it up to kind of pick up where I left off. Not Cummings, very unselfish player.
Billett, Mayle on him. A couple of excellent shooters matched up there. Little runner, little short. Tapped back out. Scramble for the basketball. Here's Montego Cummings.
That's a smart play by Cummings. Didn't have anything, showed some composure, pulled it back out.
3. Mills rebounding. Oh, stolen. Count the basket and a foul on Mills. Cummings sneaking in, and that's how he gets his first basket, his 45th steal of the season.
Well, Mayle throws up a Scud missile, but look at the Harry Houdini act under the basket. Just goes up nice and strong, protects the ball real well with the rim. Montego Bay Cummings.
Montego now 1 for 5 this afternoon. 3 consecutive career games, and I think you're right. To play with patience after you've been lighting it up is really a tough thing to do, but
it's admirable.
He's doing it. Pitt has its biggest lead of the half, 8 points now. Cummings will sit. Johnson is back on along with Billett, Sanders, Clark, and Hodgson, the starting 5 out there right now for Rutgers.
Right now, Rutgers has to try to get the ball into Billett's hands where he can score.
Johnson trying to penetrate. A little runner that comes up short, and Hawkins with a rebound for the Pitt Panthers. A chance now to build that lead to double figures. Willard from deep in the corner buries the 3.
Pittsburgh did a great job running a numbered break. Willard went from the right side of the floor. Baseline to the left was wide open. Good recognition by Pittsburgh.
Sanders, another turnover. It'll go back the other way, and right now Pitt is controlling it. But again, I caution you don't want to get too big a lead based on what happened last year.
Bob Wenzel doesn't seem overly excited. You see him sitting there?
The difference is 11 right now. Jordan running the baseline, nails it. Panthers are on fire right now. Jordan has 7. The lead is 13.
Why do lefties look so sweet shooting baseline Jays?
I don't know, but he came from the weak side to that side, took the pass, and made it look easy. A 14-2 Panther run in the last 5.5 minutes.
And Pittsburgh's really doing it with half-court defense.
Almost another turnover. It'll be Rutgers basketball.
Rutgers is way too tight on offense. I think they've got to try to spread the floor, get some better spacing, and attack.
It's 24-11, Pitt leading. We'll be back after 5 difference. And the Panthers are turning those turnovers into baskets.
And most of those turnovers came with their execution in a half-court offense. Look at the steals, Pittsburgh. 5 steals, and all those steals came in a half-court set.
Johnson has 2, and Billett has not scored. And that tandem has been outstanding. They get it down low, and Sanders finishes it off.
That's his game. Sammy Sanders has that big-time Big East body as a freshman. Can go up strong on the blocks.
6'4", 195-pound freshman from Florida. And it's going to be his foul.
He's got that nice, big, strong upper body. What do you think he's going to look like by the time he's a senior?
I think he might be pumping.
Arnold
be pumping a little iron, won't he? 24-13. Willard looking to get it in, does underneath. Taylor had it, lost it, got it back.
Got a little mismatch underneath the basket. 6-foot Earl Johnson's defending Isaac Hawkins at about 6'7".
But they haven't gotten him the ball. They do go to Jordan.
They're not posting him up. Look at this little mismatch under the basket. They're try to get it to Hawkins, 52.
Taylor outside. Shot clock is inside 10 now. Taylor with penetration. The follow by Hawkins.
You see what I mean, John?
Yeah.
Pretty tough to defend. 6'8" on 6 feet for the offensive rebound with the yam.
Here is Billett. Three-pointer. Sanders the rebound. Trying to work his way back inside. And a foul called on Pitt. Rontigo Cummings picks up number 1. Watch this follow.
See, look at the mismatch. That's 6-foot Earl Johnson against 6'8". That's what you get. You got to lay a body on him. You can't expect to jump with that. Get your hands broke on the rim.
That's right. He slammed it through and hit Hodgson right in the head with it. Sanders now to the line. He's made 15 out of 24 free throws. He misses his first opportunity. As a team, the Scarlet Knights are 2 out of 3 at the line. Pitt has completed 3 three-point plays. The Panthers are 3 for 3. Taylor has the rebound.
So Pittsburgh's being real aggressive. They're definitely winning on the hustle stats, picking up loose balls and steals and charges.
And Jason Mayle has been on the bench for quite a while now. Also Chad Varga. This group of the 5 out there right now doing a good job. So Willard is staying with him.
Earl Johnson's playing tough defense now on Kelly Taylor. Rutgers made the switch. They got Eric Clark now on Hawkins.
Taylor steps to the lane and kicks it out. 3 from Willard. Long. Tipped up once, twice. And the Knights come out of there with it.
How about Sammy Sanders working hard?
Billett all the way to the basket, and he hit the deck hard.
So that's what Sammy Sanders, the freshman, brings to this club. Passion, intensity, blue-collar work, kicks the ball out to Billett, and Willard gets back and just hammers him. Billett tries to complete it. Might have been a better decision just to pull up and take a little soft kiss 3-footer.
Jeff still looking for his first basket, and you'll get a close-up look at Jeff Billett, the outstanding sophomore, at halftime. Back once again is Andre Howard, the sophomore from Overbrook High School in Philadelphia, and a good job by Willard. Willard played in the first half, made a couple of mistakes in the Miami game earlier this week, and did not see any playing time in the second half. His dad was not real thrilled with him.
And there's no escaping it. You got to go home. Right. You got to go home and listen to it from your dad. So you hear it on the court and you hear it at home.
Billett, an outstanding free throw shooter last year, not quite as good this year. 26-15. We slice into that 13-point advantage. Here comes Taylor. Hawkins back to Mayle, who's back in the lineup. Down the lane he goes. That's blocked by McCrimmon. Then tipped out to Billett. He's got Johnson on the far wing, but he's cut off by Montego Cummings. Hodgson for three. That's blocked.
Taylor got some.
And on the rebound, a foul called.
How about that? Kelly Taylor is maybe 6 feet. I say he's more 5'11". And Rob Hodgson is a 6'7" shooter. He just went up and blocked it.
That's the 7th team foul, so the Panthers will go to the line as McCrimmon has picked up a foul. Another out-of-town score on this Saturday afternoon. Illinois and Penn State, the Fighting Illini, leading the Nittany Lions at home. Montego Cummings has also been outstanding at the free throw line, but he misses the front end. The first miss by Pitt, but the Panthers get it back.
See, those are the kind of plays that gives coaches ulcers. Foul shots, no one boxing out. Just another second chance opportunity.
There's a deflection. Taylor runs it down. 5.5 minutes remaining in the opening half. Taylor gets into the lane, works his way to the basket. There's the foul again, coming up on the weak side with his second putback. It's Isaac Hawkins.
Isaac Hawkins is starting to look like Tiny.
Inside, a foul called, and Ralph Willard is very unhappy with Joe Mingle right now.
Here's the foul inside, a little anxious as the ball goes up. That looked like it was all ball to me, but you see, anytime you reach coming from the weak side like that with your arms, no matter what angle the official's at, it just kind of looks like a foul. You got to be careful with those types of reaches.
That's the first foul on Montego Cummings. And this time, Sanders, who missed his first two opportunities, converts.
You see Bob Wenzel talking to Billett and Johnson, and you know, Rutgers' offense is predicated on freeing up Billett and Johnson with staggered screens. We just haven't seen it, John.
Well, those two in the last two games have combined for 74 points, 14 assists, and 6 steals, but they've not gotten off to a very good start in the first 15 minutes. Today, Taylor going one way, the ball went the other. At the 5-minute mark, the turnover will give it back to the Scarlet Knights.
That tie you see Ralph Willard wearing is a Christmas present from Rick Pitino, who Ralph worked with at the New York Knicks.
Ralph, of course, coming to Pitt from Western Kentucky, where he had some great success, but he has run into a bunch of injuries in his first 3 seasons. Tough times just getting healthy players on the court, much less winning games. Great penetration that time by Johnson.
Oh, absolutely. These guys have been more than snake bitten. So Mark Blount is out with a bite injury on his hand, a little bacterial infection that became systemic, and he's on all kinds of antibiotics.
And it happened, wound up putting him in the hospital. Happened in practice. Howard from outside, bending off. Underneath, Jason Mayle will pick up the personal foul.
And they really have been snake bitten in Pittsburgh. First it was Gerald Jordan, then Varga, and now all of a sudden Blount. And Ralph Willard now is the only thing he's waiting on is the locust to come.
That's about right. And there is Mark Blount. All he can do is become a cheerleader. He got out of the hospital, came back to practice, and there you see the injured wrist. Probably 2 weeks before he returned.
And actually the bite mark that was on his arm was so deep that when they went in to flush it out, you could see the indentation of the tooth mark on the bone. That's a deep bite right there. I asked them if they were playing with vampires in practice. I didn't know what that was.
Sounds like it. Here's Cummings trying to orchestrate something in the lane. Gets the ball back at the 4:20 mark. 28-19. Pitt has led most of the way here in the first half. We had a 7-7 tie, but primarily it's been the Pitt Panthers in front. And that was the trend in the first 2 meetings between these two in Big East play last year.
Trying to isolate Jordan on the block.
Shot clock at 7. Cummings will take it down the lane. Pulls up. Bending in. He got the shooter's roll that time.
He truly is becoming the whole package as a point guard for Pittsburgh this year. Clock's running down, under control. He doesn't pick up the charge. Shoots it on the way down. Great shooter's touch. Did a little Macarena on the rim a little bit. Fell in.
Cummings is 1 for 2 at the line. And he does not get the roll on that one. It's tipped into the hands of Johnson. You know, a lot of people have talked about the Big East losing all the marquee players that they did after last season. But there are a lot of fine young players coming into this conference. Steal by Cummings. Finds Hawkins. Mayle goes to Jordan. Great pass. Jordan.
See, I'd get a timeout if I were Bob Wenzel just to talk about transition defense. They're struggling executing a half-court offense, but more importantly, they're just not getting back. The big fellas aren't running back.
It's 32-19. Pitt has matched its biggest lead at the half.
And John, it's really the front court players that aren't running back to help.
Jordan way out on Billett. Long three from straight away, and it's too strong. Hawkins a rebound, finds Cummings. Here comes Pitt. Nail this time will spot for three. He's got three.
I'd get it now. Coach Wenzel, take it right now.
He's going to take a 20. They're on their feet in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, and the Pitt Panthers are on the run right now, 35-19. A 16-point Pitt lead. Shades of last season's last.
Well, folks, don't leave your TV sets yet, because we've seen major comebacks before. Last year, these two teams met. Rutgers came storming back. The key here was the ball reversal left Mail wide open. He just spotted up. It was just ice cream from three.
That is his specialty. Mail has got his average up to almost 12 points a game now. He was the hero of their trip to Hawaii. He really lit it up and led them to that win over Michigan.
Yeah, he was something like 16 for 20 from three in Hawaii. Was on the all-tournament team out there, and he can really shoot the ball. Great spot-up shooter.
11 turnovers by the Scarlet Knights have led to a dozen points for Pitt. They're making them pay for their mistakes. Final 3 minutes of the opening half. We mentioned Mail with three three-pointers. Billett has not made a field goal, and there's a foul on the way in on Hawkins.
1-on-1. That's what Hawkins needs to do. He needs to be the spoiler in their offense. Because they're shutting down the guards, he's got to find a way to take it to the hole and draw some defense so they can kick it out to the guards.
Eric Clark, the junior from Rockford, Illinois, takes over for McCrimmon, who's getting more and more minutes as the season goes along.
And they really need his minutes, his height, and his low post ability. Rutgers' weakness is they don't have many low post players to go to. And all of a sudden, they become very easy to play because you can really focus on the perimeter guys.
Hodgson, an excellent free throw shooter. The second one rattles out. Jordan kicks the rebound out to Cummings, and Pitt will take a little time off the clock here in the final 2:40 of the opening half, leading by 15.
Staying in the 3-2 zone, the matchup zone. They'll run Mail to the corner.
But they don't get him the ball. Instead, they go inside and then out. Mail for three. No. Follow. Nope. Wipe it out. We've got a foul inside. Clearing out was Jordan. He'll pick up his second. I'll tell you what, he put Clark on the deck.
Well, he did, but did you see how Kelly Taylor came in for that offensive rebound right in the seam of the zone? That's what you have to give up when you play zone. It's so hard to find those guards darting in at the seams for those offensive rebounds.
And Taylor is averaging almost 4 rebounds a game, so he's not afraid to go in and pull it down. Of course, also, if you're on a team that shoots a lot of threes with Mail and Cummings, there are going to be some long rebounds as well.
And that's where, when you're a guard, you have to be alert, pick them up, go after them.
Andre Howard back in with 2 fouls. Gerald Jordan, the 6'11 junior, back to the bench. See the numbers for Eric Clark. His first chance at the free throw line this afternoon. He has 5. 2:25 left in the half.
They really need Clark to be more active on the defensive end. He's not blocking as many shots this year as he has in the years past.
6 points for him. We have a timeout on the court. 35-22. Pitt has the lead. Capacity, and Glenn, I think it's full.
It's getting loud in here, and when Pittsburgh goes on those runs, this place kind of smokes.
They've had a couple of good runs so far in the first half.
Little 1-2-2 soft pressure.
Mail, down the lane he comes. Knocked into the hands of Howard. He goes up and scores. Andre Howard's first field goal.
Pittsburgh is really passing the ball well against the zone. Good crisp passes. The zone can't react quick enough.
Now the Panthers go back into a zone.
So 1-2-2.
Billett on the perimeter has not made a field goal in the first half. That's got to change for the Scarlet Knights. Long range three, rebound Taylor.
That's good scouting report and scouting assignment by Ralph Willard's team. They're kind of laying off Sanders, forcing him to prove his worth from three. And they'll focus on Billett and Johnson from three.
And Johnson into the lane. Finds Mills for a three-pointer. Good. Perry Mills gets his first basket. His 15th three-pointer on the season.
When Mills lets the game come to him, that's when he's most effective.
Taylor against Mills in this zone being employed right now by the Scarlet Knights. We're counting down to the final minute of the opening half. It's Pitt by 12.
Pittsburgh will flash a guy right in the middle of the paint when the ball goes on the wing, and that's where the team in the zone is.
Taylor. A jumper at the foul line. Into the hands of Mills, and he made sure that Taylor didn't take that one away from him.
Taylor just got in that zone too easy. No one communicated on that screen. Got to talk.
Here's Clark. Stolen by Cummings. He should have given that one up to Hodgson. He had him open. Pull-up jumper. Good. Montego Cummings has 7. Pitt's lead is 14 in the final 30 seconds.
Very composed. Cummings was a little tempted to throw the alley-oop pass to Taylor, but he made the right decision in transition.
They have done an excellent job of shutting down Billett so far in the first half.
They really have. They're focusing their efforts. It's really man-to-man principles, and they're just not letting him get set. They're forcing him to put the ball on the floor to create off his dribble.
But he could make one, and it could get him going. There it is.
See, that's his game. He's more of a spot-up shooter against that type of zone.
The three-pointer cuts the lead to 11 at halftime. We are going to start our halftime with a preview of a big game coming up in the Big East tonight. We will be back to Fitzgerald Fieldhouse to start our halftime coverage of Big East basketball. Lead down to 11 for the Pitt Panthers. Cummings has been the man of late, but this afternoon, Jason Mayle and Jordan. Actually, I was very impressed with the active play of Jordan, and off the bench, Isaac Hawkins as well.
Oh, Hawkins was a spark plug off the bench with that big monster offensive rebound. Kind of sparked the team. Those types of plays build momentum.
Mayle, Varga, Jordan, Cummings, and Taylor. The starting 5 on for the Pitt Panthers. It's Mayle, now Cummings, Taylor. Inside, knocked away by Hodgson out of bounds as they go with Hodgson, Johnson, Sanders, Clark, and Billett.
Rutgers starting out in a matchup 3-2 zone. And they'll switch. They'll go 3-2 zone matchup. They'll go back to a 2-3. Really depends on where Cummings, Taylor, and Mayle rotate to.
That's knocked away and stolen by Billett. So the Panthers commit the first turnover of the second half. Charging in is Sanders. He's fouled. That'll be number 3 on Gerald Jordan. He's the only player on either team with 3 personal fouls.
Now, if Jordan stays down in his defensive stance, actually sits down in his defensive stance and moves his feet, he picks up an offensive charge on that segment.
Instead, he's going to send Sanders to the line for 2.
See, John, you can't stand up. When you play strong side and weak side defense, once you stand up and get out of your defensive stance, you're going to pick up fouls.
Sanders just 2 for 6 at the line. That's been another problem this afternoon for the Knights. They've not been able to make their free throws. This is a both. Jordan the rebound. One more chance. A lane violation.
One shot.
19:27 to go. We're just underway in the second half this evening. Oh, he bricked those 3, didn't he?
Yeah. More like a cinder block.
Here's Mayle, 3-pointer on the way. Too strong into the hands of Hodgson.
And that was like a scud missile.
Here's Billett. Gets the baseline, finds Hodgson. Johnson. Oh, good pass to Sanders.
Sweet. Jordan rotated up from the blocks, and Johnson just kind of picked it apart, saw the rotation. That's nice.
We have a quick 20-second timeout. Ralph Willard is not happy with what he's seen in the opening minute of this second half.
Well, nobody rotated from Pittsburgh. Watch how Jordan leaves his spot, but no one rotated down. Kelly Taylor and Mail did not do their job in rotating down against that pass. Good little dribble penetration by Johnson, but look at Varga and Taylor just kind of standing and not rotating. When one of your players in a zone leaves a spot, you have to fill it and rotate.
39-30, that 16-point lead is melting. Nothing outside is melting. I'm not sure what it is about you and I, Glenn. When we get together, it's cold.
Absolutely. I think it's following us around from Alaska to 5 below in Pittsburgh.
That's a 2-point game with the Fighting Illini leading the Nittany Lions. In the lane, Taylor misses the shot badly. Wow. Jordan hitting the deck underneath. You could hear that thud. And the foul is on Sam Sanders, so like Jordan, he's going to have 3 personal fouls.
Taylor just kind of threw up a brick. I thought he was indecisive on shoot or pass, and Gerald Jordan did a nice job of kind of staying with the play. Just goes down nice and hard, flat on his back. So okay.
2 players with 3 personal fouls, and Jordan, who slammed to the turf, misses that. Neither team putting on a clinic at the line here this afternoon.
So many games are won and lost on that free throw line, and it is a free shot, so you shouldn't cost you that much to make those shots.
It is now 4 for 7 at the line as Jordan gets 1 of the 2. He goes to double figures, the first player on either team.
Diamond press 1-2-2, soft pressure.
Johnson around Cummings, runs away from a double team.
Nice.
Here's Clark's turnaround off the glass, short. And there's Taylor. He goes in there and rebounds. We mentioned he averages 4 a game.
So important when you play that zone for the guards to go in and rebound.
10-point Panther lead, 40-30. Good ball movement, but nothing there so far. Vargas has it knocked away by Clark, gets it back, almost lost it. Mail now bumps his way in, and he is stuffed and fouled. That one is going to go on Eric Clark.
There's a nice little penetration move by Mail. He tries to split 2 guys. The only problem with that was Clark was standing in his way, and he just gets clobbered. But you saw the segment before when Varga had the ball in the corner. For all you high school kids that are watching this game, throw a bounce pass to a guy flashing from that elbow position to the basket. A lot of guys get anxious and throw that little dart pass. Number one, it's a hard pass to catch, but the bounce pass is softer to catch when you're cutting to the basket.
Mail now has 11. Pitt's lead is 12. 18 minutes to go. Remember, in this building a year ago, it was a 20-point lead with 7.5 to play. And the Knights won it with no time on the clock. Billups 3. He's starting to warm up.
He's automatic when he's balanced. They have to find him, and he's got to get open.
Taylor picks up the errant pass. Mail's got that 3-pointer lined up and good. 14 for Jason Mail.
Cummings is playing a very unselfish game. He actually passed up a couple of 10-foot elbow shots to dish and work the clock a little bit, and Mail took advantage of it.
17-13 to play. We're in the second half this afternoon at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. Billups keeps his dribble, looks to Johnson. Johnson looks inside to Clark, matched up against Varga. Little running jump shot, no good. Sanders the follow, and Varga got a piece of him, I think. We'll see who the foul is on, but the basket, I believe, is good.
Actually, Sanders reminds me a little bit of Varga when Varga was a freshman. That big upper body, good athlete, plays with lots of intensity, and they really need him in the game. He's got 3 fouls. And he's the type of guy that can pick him up quick because he's so active on the block.
McCrimmon has come back on for Clark. They could get more and more playing time from McCrimmon. That could be a good rotation for him.
A needed rotation.
Sanders for the 3-point play, and he's had no luck at the line. He's 2 for 8. 10-point difference as Montego Cummings finds Kelly Taylor.
There it is.
Good feed, but he does not get the roll. Varga had it going down the lane, and I think Sam Sanders might. They've called it on Hodgson or Sanders.
We just talked about how Sanders has the ability to pick up quick fouls. Nice pass and good catch by Varga in the lane, and Sanders bumps him from behind.
And that's trouble because that's 4. Chad Varga to the line. 14 out of 19 on the season at the free throw line. Varga lines up number 2 and spins it in. 5 for the senior from Detroit by way of Ben Sims Junior College.
This is a man press. Back it up, push it up. Good job by Billett, setting up the offense. So far we have seen a 1-2-1-1, a 2-2-1, a 1-3-1, and a man.
Mail jumping in for the steal. It's loose, and Varga has it.
Kelly Taylor was wide open. No one saw him.
Now Jason Mail. Varga with a 3 that comes up short. Johnson had the rebound, but he stepped out of bounds, and the Panthers will keep it with 16:06 to play and a 12-point lead.
Johnson thought he got pushed, and Coach Wenzel thought he got pushed.
Coach Wenzel's club is 0-3 on the road this year. The Pitt Panthers are 5-2 in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, but they have been very tough. There was a period of time when they were almost unbeatable here. The only team that could come in on a regular basis and beat them was Connecticut. Taylor penetrates into the lane, has it blocked. And Varga charging in for the rebound will pick up his 3rd personal foul. So the Panthers with Jordan and Varga with 3 getting in a little bit of foul trouble here. 47-35. The Pitt Panthers leading the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Cummings, Mail, Varga, and Jordan. The 5-some out there now. Hodgson, McCrimmon again off the bench. Johnson, who has it in the corner, doesn't look for the 3. Penetrates, pulls up for a little floater, and is tracked down by Jordan. Finds Cummings. High dribble, but Willard now will reset in half court. 15:30 to play.
Now with Taylor out of the game, Rutgers will switch back to a man.
Jordan lost it out of bounds. A turnover. He got tied up with McCrimmon that time. That's 8 turnovers for the Pitt Panthers.
Turnovers now mounting up. Little role reversal this second half, John. Pittsburgh turning it over when they're running their half-court offense.
But only 4 points off those 8 turnovers. That's one of the major differences in the game. The Panthers have been able to convert. Almost thrown away. Billett saved it.
Man, he was lucky to throw it over there and not get a turnover.
Now the Panthers with numbers. It's Vontigo Cummings. 9 for the sophomore from Thompson, Georgia. Pitt out by 14 now.
There's always one constant, John, and that's defense. You could turn the ball over, but you could always dig down and play defense and get back.
Mills from Billett. Second basket for Terry Mills. The other was a 3-pointer. Pitt Panthers now, Glenn, 16 points off turnovers by the Scarlet Knights.
They're doing it with defense.
Varga spins, shoots too strong off the glass. There's Jordan with a follow, and he'll go to the line. Gerald Jordan has a dozen. That matches his season high.
See, that time by Rutgers, Mills was not under the basket. Everybody's kind of standing out top, and that left McCrimmon to be really double-teamed on the defensive boards. See, there's only like one red shirt under the boards right now. That's McCrimmon's. You got to get Hodgson, and where's Mills?
And that is his 3rd personal foul. We've not seen Josh Sankus or Jamar Holcomb, the 2 7-footers. Ah, there he is. Sankus is getting ready to come in.
I'm starting to think maybe you should be coaching this game.
Well,
that was a good call. Haven't seen the man all half, and you all out of nowhere.
Here he comes.
Call it.
Well, I just wondered why they hadn't played. Billett on the perimeter. 14 minutes to go.
Nice.
He's alone for the 3 and drills it. Well, you give him that much time, and he squares his body that way. He's made his last 3 now, has 11 points, and the lead is 11.
Well, that skip pass over to Earl Johnson is what really set it up. It forced the defense to move. I call that pass like the Gretzky. It's the pass that leads to the pass to the basket.
But you only get one assist in college basketball.
Absolutely.
Here's Vargas stepping down the lane. 7 points for the redshirt senior from Detroit. Johnson against Mayle. Goes inside. McCrimmon against Jordan. Remember, Jordan's got 3 fouls. Shot clock at 20.
See, Rutgers really has to rely on their perimeter game. They don't have that inside threat to go down to, that someone that's like automatic on the blocks.
Mills not afraid to shoot. He drops that one home. That's 7 points for the transfer from Allen County Junior College. That's out in Kansas, where they play some fine junior college basketball. Actually, fine, pretty good regular college basketball too. Here comes Willard, gives it up. Jordan turns. Varga got it back and drops it home.
Hodgson played good weak side defense, but the guards didn't rotate down. You have to be active. 5 guys have to be active. Mills,
he's not afraid to let it fly. His second three-pointer, double figures for him at 10. The lead is back to 10 again. You cannot be comfortable if you're Ralph Willard, knowing what happened in those 2 games last year. Here's Jason Mayle's three-pointer. Strong. Look at that rebound by Cummings.
Cummings does lots of things at that point guard position for Pittsburgh. He can go in and rebound. He can penetrate, shoot the outside shot. Real versatile.
Nice. Mayle along the baseline. Well, that was a good look. Jason's got 16.
Not only was it a good look, but it was a good flash into the seam by Mayle.
Johnson along the baseline to Mills. He nails that one. Mills is warming up. A dozen for Mills. He's made 5 straight baskets.
Yeah, Ralph Willard's going to have to really focus his efforts in communicating to his team to get a man on Mills, not let him get a shot off. Make him put the ball on the floor. He's getting too many easy looks.
Cummings steps inside the line and drills it. That's 11 for Vonteego Cummings. 11:30 to play. Right now, the 2 teams, Glenn, just trading baskets for the most part.
Pittsburgh now switching to a man.
And Rutgers is going to need some stops at the defensive end.
And you have Mayle defending Mills.
Here comes Johnson gliding in off the glass and good.
That was pretty.
Big time move by Earl Johnson.
Real sweet off the glass. Great body control.
Still a 10-point difference. The Panthers trying to avoid a Scarlet Knight run here.
I like the guttiness of Rutgers. They're staying in this game. They're not giving up.
3, too hard. Hodgson to Billett. He's got Willard to beat, and he's going to take him inside and draw the foul. No question what Jeff Billett was going to do that time.
And that's Billett's game. Just kind of kept his eye on the rim. Good focus. Willard was really out of balance on defense. And look at Cummings coming just to make sure that didn't have any chance of going in.
The foul had already been called on Willard, and Jordan goes to the bench for the Pitt Panthers. Sanders will return with his 4 fouls. Hodgson will sit. And Rob has been a little quiet. 6 points and has not scored in the second half. Billett will get 2 opportunities here. He made his only 2 free throws. It's the guy that struggled a bit today is Taylor. And that's why Willard is in the game.
He has a tendency to rush, but he also has a tendency to break open a game. What a powerful offensive scorer. Real exciting.
A dozen for Billett out of Middletown, New Jersey, elected to stay home. Plays basketball at the State University of New Jersey, Rutgers.
And he's the type of recruits that Bob Wenzel needs to get at Rutgers. Get some of the local flavor.
13 for him. It's 59-51. We'll be back with more from Pittsburgh after a word from your local station. You're watching the Big East Game of the Week on Creative Sports. Second half, but still trail by 8. Pitt has the ball. Taylor is back on.
Rutgers a little bit more aggressive now, playing that 3-2 matchup with Sanders in the middle.
Here is Taylor. He has struggled from the field, and Cummings starting to look for his shot a little bit more now.
See, with Taylor in the game, they switch back to his zone. When he's out, they stay man.
That's 19 now for Jason Mayle. He rattled it in.
And Mayle is the zone buster.
Here's Mills. He's been on fire, but that's a miss from 3. Sankas has a rebound, but I think he pushed off to get it. Josh out of Buffalo, New York. The other 7-footer, Jamar Holcomb, is a transfer from Aquinas, Tennessee Junior College after starting out at Pepperdine. Pitt back to that 11-point lead and with the basketball.
Here right now they're playing a box and one on Male. It's a zone, but you have Blake defending Male one-on-one.
Sankis with a block. Mills had it, lost it, got it back.
So you got to recognize that switch. They were playing a 2-3 zone, and all of a sudden they switched back into a box and one. You have to recognize it.
Blake stripped underneath. Sankis gets it back, and he is fouled.
Come on, let's go.
Jason Mayo took a pretty good pop, but also picked up his 3rd personal foul. Back comes Eric Clark for the Scarlet Knights. Sankis just a brief appearance. Those 2 big guys are projects that they're going to work on.
And Coach Wenzel feels that Sankis really has a whole bunch of potential to be a player in this league.
Mills down the lane, bending off. Rebound, Pitt Panthers. Hawkins had it, knocked away by Blake. Pitt will get it back. 9:31 to go. Now remember, in Fitzgerald last year, a 20-point lead with 7:30 to go, and Pitt could not hold it. But Damon Santiago's not here to cause those nightmares to recur. Strong is Taylor. Push off underneath on Blake.
See, they're playing a box and one on Male, and Taylor's just kind of launching when I think they should just kind of work a man offense versus a zone offense. Coach Wenzel doing a nice job of changing up his defense. Now it's becoming effective.
Hodgson comes back. Sanders will leave. So that's going to do it for Sam Sanders.
A lot of offenses get confused against junk defenses. Junk defenses being triangles and 2s and box and 1s. I feel you run your man offense against it.
That foul was not on Blake. It was on Sanders. That one is going to be on Blake. He will pick up number 2. It's the bonus now. Taylor to the line. He's made only 1 field goal this afternoon. He's 1 of 9 and has missed his last 8. Earl Johnson, the freshman, checking back in for Rutgers. Taylor is at the line. 65% free throw shooter.
2 points.
Expect to see some full court pressure if Taylor can convert.
A big miss. Clark brings down the rebound.
If he would have made that shot, they would have went into either a 2-2-1, but now they'll fall back to a man. Straight man by Pitt.
9 minutes remaining in the game. Rutgers is out rebounding Pitt at this point. Johnson leaning in is going to get the foul call. It'll be a 2-shot foul. So they'll get to knock a couple of seconds off without the clock going as Cummings picks up number 3.
Looked like Cummings came from behind on this play. See him from behind? You see how he swung? Now, when you look closely at that, I don't think he touched the ball, but every time you swing like that from behind, the officials are going to call a foul. If you put your hands and fingers facing the ceiling straight up, they won't call it.
Johnson's first chance at the line, and he comes up empty. He's been a good free throw shooter in his rookie season. 75%. But neither team has been sparkling from the line today. Just like that. Nice rebound by Hawkins.
You need those free throws to get back slowly in this game.
8:45 to go. Vontigo Cummings with the basketball. Pitt has the lead by 11. Varga lost it. Billett has it. Pitt doing a good job of getting back, but Billett goes into the lane, then underneath to Mills. 14 for Terry Mills.
Nice push by Billett getting in the lane. Didn't charge, and here comes Rutgers.
That's right. It's a 9-point difference now. And the Pitt fans here in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse realize it.
It's really a shame that we're not getting a chance to see Chad Varga play at 100%.
Turnover? Not quite. Caromed out of bounds, and Hodgson could not put a handle on it. So Pitt will keep it with 16 on the shot clock. in just over 8 minutes to play.
And Ralph Willard really needs Vargas' inside play, but he feels he's only at about 50%. The backcourt, I think Taylor touched it. Nope.
They say no.
That's why I'm wearing glasses.
Jason Mayle on the perimeter. Shot clock now at 7. Cummings starts to move around Mills. Pulls up for a baseline jumper. No good. Hawkins reaching in and ripping it out, but Mills has it.
That's the backcourt.
And it's a foul on Vargas. Number 4 on Chad.
Now, I thought Mills caught that in the backcourt and then went forward with his foot. So I think he has possession of this ball. Let's see. No, that's a good call. That's a good call. See, if he would have caught it with both feet in the backcourt and then stepped over.
But he came down straddling
the line, so it was a good call by the official. Good camera work.
Mills to the line for the first time this afternoon. Rutgers is 11 for 20 in free throws. That's not getting it done. But they continue to slowly slice into that Pitt lead.
And that's the thing, you know, you're shooting 55% from the free throw line, and they're only down now, what, 8 points?
Right.
You make a couple of free throws, we got a nip and tuck game.
Well, we talked about how evenly these teams are matched up in many areas. Strength against strength. We'll find out what's going to happen down the stretch. It was this point in the game a year ago that Rutgers made their run, pulled out a dramatic win. We'll be back. 15 points total.
I think Billard's playing a much better floor game the second half.
Taylor and Varga now out of the lineup for Pitt. Montego Cummings working with Willard. Shot clock at 15. Willard threw it away.
Yeah, that defensive segment, Rutgers was playing a triangle and 2. See, they went from the box and 1 now to a triangle and 2. Frustrated the Pitt offense, and all of a sudden the turnovers are starting to swing back into Rutgers' favor. Pittsburgh now at 10, and look at the points off turnovers. Pittsburgh 16 versus 8. All of a sudden Rutgers coming back, getting some points off of their turnovers.
Shot clock winds down to 7 minutes remaining. The lead is down to 7. Billett against Mayle, takes it inside, finds Mills, squares for 3. Good. They're moving closer. That's 19 for Mills. It's been a career game for him. That is his highest total. 62-58. The lead is down to 4.
Put your seatbelts on. Good penetration by Billett. You got to recognize where Mills is on all the floor.
Cummings to the foul line for a jumper as he got past Billett and buried it. 13 for Montego.
He doesn't rattle easy.
Fans now starting to get pumped up a little bit. You figured if it was Rutgers, there would be some kind of a comeback at some point, and they have made their move.
Trying to post up Clark against Jordan.
Has it knocked away. Johnson gets it back. He got a screen, but in that corner there was no place to go with it.
Now they'll run a quick
shot clock.
They'll open it up for Billett, let him penetrate.
That's blocked.
Good defense by Willard. They got numbers.
It's Willard off the feed. He missed the layup. Mills almost lost it as he banged it off the head of Clark. That is a huge miss.
See, that's one of those transition plays in the 90s. Threw a little alley-oop pass. I thought he should have threw a bounce pass to Willard.
Mills again. This time it's an air ball.
Man.
And he's not afraid to let it fly.
Well, that's the thing about Mills. He'll shoot you in and shoot you out of games.
He's had a 16-point second half. 19 in the game. The clock winding down toward 5 minutes remaining. The difference right now is 6. Jordan, Willard, Cummings, around Hobson, trying to lean in, spins it up, no good. It's Billett ahead of Willard. The race is on, and it goes to Hodgson. He lays it in. His first points in the second half. Back to that 4-point difference now.
That was a nice play by Billett. He knew exactly where Hodgson was on that fast break. Just wanted to pick up the dribble. Always pick up a loose ball. Don't try to dribble it.
Timeout has been called. We're going to find out if it's a full or it's a 20. It looks like it is a full timeout taken by Pitt. Starting 5 out there for Pitt right now. Comes Taylor to Cummings. Shot clock at 20. 4-point Pitt lead.
Rutgers in a straight man.
Jason Mail trying to run that baseline, free himself up on the perimeter. Jordan, that's a blocking foul. That's as strong a move as we've seen him attempt to make today. Mills will pick up his second foul, and Jordan was determined to get around that big body.
Well, Mills is just playing bump defense. He tried to draw the offensive foul, but he was out of position. And that puts Jordan to the line.
And this will be key for the Pitt Panthers the rest of the way. 4.5 to go.
That little line that's in front of Jordan's toes right now is going to become mighty important in the next 4 minutes and 26 seconds of this game. Free throws. Ralph Willard knows it.
Jordan has 13. Pitt is 9 of 14 at the line. Bending off. Rebound Clark, and he almost traveled.
He kicked that pivot foot down. Almost dragged it. That pivot foot would have moved a half-inch to travel.
Reach-in foul on Jason Mayo. It's not a very good foul there, is it?
No, it's not. Not a good foul. It stops the clock.
And everybody's shooting. We're in the bonus. Each team with 8 fouls, and all you can do is shake your head some days.
And what that does is it allows now Rutgers, especially if he makes this, to set their defense up.
Hodgson is 3 out of 4.
This young man did a great job defensively against Pat Garrity of Notre Dame when these two teams met earlier. Held them to 9 points for Coach Bob Wenzel. Said it was one of the best defensive performances he has ever seen as a head coach.
Garrity, of course, had been leading the conference in scoring, averaging 25 a game, and that was his season low. Hodgson now in double figures of 10. The lead is at 3. 65-62. Don't go anywhere. This one's a long way from being over.
Good ball movement, good patience, no need to rush.
Shot clock at 12. Inside, Jordan gets to the baseline and has it stuffed. Billett has it. A chance maybe to tie.
Nice clean block by Clark.
Here comes Hodgson. Little runner along the baseline. Jordan the rebound. He shot a little quick that time.
Oh, absolutely. I think Jordan did a nice job though of boxing out the shooter, which a lot of guys fall asleep on. That's nice.
Cummings for 3. Loose into the hands of Johnson. They've got numbers 3 on 2 for Rutgers. He's trying to go cross court, couldn't do it. It's touched last by Taylor, who kicked it out of bounds. 3:07 to go. 65-62. The Scarlet Knights trail, but they'll keep the basketball.
See, Johnson left his feet in transition. You always want to stay on the floor.
It's a timeout called by the Scarlet Knights. They trail by 3. Stay with us. Back to Pittsburgh after this. Out of bounds on the side, an 11-3 run. Remember, Pitt, with 3 minutes left in the first half, was up by 16.
And you can credit that run from the changing defense of Rutgers, going from a box and 1 to a triangle and 2 to a matchup 3-2. Doing a nice job changing the defense.
Here's Billett, 3-pointer to tie. No good. Taylor rebounding.
That was a well-designed play by Coach Wenzel. Just kind of faded away. Rushed it a little bit.
Still plenty of time left. Neither team needs to rush at the offensive end. But you still need a good offensive set.
They're playing man-to-man on Mail. They're playing man-to-man on Cummings. Billett will step out, but then he'll play a man-to-man principle.
Taylor thought about it, but he knows he's not had the hot hand today. Here comes Cummings, spinning against Billett. Puts it up short. Jordan back up with a follow. They just beat the shot clock. Huge offensive rebound and putback for Gerald Jordan, who has 15, a season high.
Gerald Jordan, who snapped a tendon in his foot in mid-November, really is coming up big this game for Pittsburgh.
Taylor got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds right in front of the Rutgers bench. It's Mills, Clark, Billett, Hodgson, and Johnson on the court right now. Remember, Sam Sanders, the freshman, is fouled out. 2 minutes to go. Hodgson looks inside. Clark. This is a good catch. Tough pass. Johnson against Taylor. Squeezes through the double team into the lane with a runner bending off. Jordan the rebound for Pitt. Looks to Cummings.
Nice.
Mail squares for three. Got it! 22 for Jason Mail. Billett races back and then throws it away. Big turnover.
Hey, John, good point guards know where the shooters are in transition. Cummings did a great job of recognizing exactly where Mail was on the floor, and he got it to him.
It is the 16th turnover, but only 4 in the second half. Rutgers certainly able to cut down on their turnovers. Billett in trouble there, and neither Clark nor Mills made an attempt to catch the ball. So the lead has been expanded back to 8.
And what was impressive about that play was there was no time to celebrate. Billett did a good job of pushing the ball up the floor, but everyone on Ralph Willard's Pittsburgh team got back quickly on transition defense.
70-62. Pitt not able to hang on in 2 dramatic losses to Rutgers last year, trying to push their record to 3-2. Here's Taylor. Gives it up and gives it away. Into the hands of Billett, and then a foul on Jordan. That's going to be 4 on the 6'11" Jordan. And it's a huge foul, too.
Not a good foul and not a good play by Kelly Taylor, just rushing it. And that's the problem in Kelly Taylor's game. He's such an explosive scorer that sometimes he gets out of control when he gets the ball and takes it to the basket. Jordan picks up a big foul. Still plenty of time. See, that's the type of play where Kelly Taylor didn't have anything, so bring it back out and work your offense, work the clock. You have an 8-point lead. Clock's an ally. No need to rush.
Billett gets the shooter's roll. He's made all 5 this afternoon. Has 14. That's just about his season average. Trying to cut the lead to 6, so it is a 2-possession game. 15 points for Jeff Billett. Mills on Cummings. Here comes Hodgson. They try to trap in backcourt. Taylor finds Mail. Varga down low. Decides to bring it back out.
That's a nice play. Didn't have anything. Used some clock.
Shot clock at 15. Game clock at a minute. Shot clock now at 8.
Good hedge. Good hedge by Clark.
Here comes Cummings into the lane. They're not going to get a shot off. Shot clock violation. That one, even though he went up for the rebound, never reached the iron.
You can credit that defensive segment to the great individual defense of Clark, who hedged out on Cummings and actually pushed him out to the top of the key when he was trying to penetrate. Excellent job on defense by Rutgers.
40 seconds to go. Johnson, Mills, long 3, good! Mills has 22 points as he nails the 3. Could we be in for another one of those heart-stopping Rutgers wins? 35 seconds to go.
Man, was that a big play by Mills. He shot that one from the Fort Pitt tunnel. Just nailed it. Squared his body, and he's the last guy on the floor you want to let shoot that 3-point shot right now. Good rotation. Good balance.
Three-point shooting so far, and it's definitely a factor. It's evened out. Rutgers was down in the 3-point area. They picked it up in the second half thanks to Mills, who has 3 3-pointers himself in the second half. Billett has thrown in a couple, and they have done the job to get right back in it. Still a 3-point ball game with 35 seconds to play. We talked a lot during the game about the points off turnovers and what a factor they have been, and that has evened out, as you pointed out, in the second half.
Well, during the course of a game, within the ebb and flow of a game, things change. And really what's happened is Pittsburgh has struggled in executing their half-court offense. Rutgers capitalized on their turnovers and did a good job of attacking and being proactive with the basketball in the second half.
An 8-point lead has melted away. And with 35 seconds to play, the shot clock is off. How do you handle it if you're Ralph Willard coming out of this? You've got the lead. You don't want to foul. You don't want to foul in backcourt, but you still got to put a little pressure on him, right?
Well, absolutely. I think it's important that his team shows some patience now and just plays good, solid defense.
Well, if you're Rutgers, you try to foul quickly.
You do. You got to use the clock if you're Pittsburgh. And that's one of the things that Pittsburgh has to do, is that to get the ball and keep the ball as a hot potato, but I think you got to foul quickly. Stop the clock.
They got it to Mail, who's an outstanding free throw shooter. And Mail, they took only 2 seconds off the clock. Will go to the line. Well, we made the statement with about 5 minutes to go that Pitt was going to have to maybe win this one at the free throw line. Let's see if they can do it.
And that's the last guy that Bob Wenzel wanted to foul. You know, that's the type of thing where you look at the scouting report and you look at the numbers, and Mail is shooting 83% from the line.
He's now 27 out of 32 on the season.
Got that nice soft touch.
23-point ball game for Mail. His high is 29. Jordan, a strong performance this afternoon with 15. Cummings with 13. 2 at the line. 24 points for Jason Mail. 30 seconds to play. A 5-point lead. Johnson against Taylor.
Got to get up a quick shot.
Right into the hands of Jordan, who is grabbed from behind. That's all that Eric Clark could do.
So that was good defense that time. Not a good shot by Johnson. Bob Wenzel shaking his head. Not the shot that he needed in that possession. So you want a quick shot, but you also want to get a good shot, and you want to keep the lane open to let Johnson or Billett penetrate. But Johnson just didn't make a good move to get open.
Let's see what Jordan can do at the line. Only a 50% shooter today, and a nice touch there.
Ralph Willard's on the sideline. He just wants his first win against Rutgers.
That's for sure. He's had big leads in each of the 3 meetings in Big East play between these two teams. Rattles that second one in. It's an 18-point game for Jordan, his high for the season. The timeout, a 22nd timeout for free throws. Some of the faithful bundling up and heading home. You see the timeout situation. The only timeout belongs to Pitt, and the Panthers will apply some pressure.
The soft pressure is part of the ball handler.
Here comes Johnson.
Over the quick 3.
There it is. Short. Varga the rebound, and Clark grabs him.
Well, they got the ball into the hot hands of the shooter who they needed, which in that case was Mills. And
Varga at the line for the Panthers to shoot 2.
Varga's first miss of the afternoon. May not matter now. 13 seconds to go. Got the roll that time. 10 points for Chad Varga. 4 players in double figures. Final seconds. Billett has it blocked by Vonteego Cummings. And Cummings will just waste the clock. The Pitt Panthers are going to win their 3rd in Big East play. Our player of the game for the job he did. Strong performance inside. Jordan had 17 points in the game. That's a season high. He had 9 rebounds. He had 1 assist. He played very tough inside and carried the Pitt Panthers to victory. He is our Ford player of the game, brought to you by Ford and your local Ford dealer.